Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank y'all for being here. Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys are feeling well this morning. You're up and you're out. You got your coffee and your tea and you're getting or got where you need to be. Good morning, Reba 0616. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm still waking up. It's one of those mornings, y'all. Y'all bear with me. We do have a great show for you guys lined up. I say we like it's a team of us. Me, myself, and I. Okay, all of us. We have a great show. I'm sorry, let me wet my whistle. We have a great show lined up for you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's get into our show. I hope you guys got to work okay. You're at your desk, honey. You're not letting these folks stress you out at work. Do what you got to do. Let's get into our show. I'm still getting DMs, child. Y'all been sending me stuff all freaking morning. Come here, talk about this. I'm just like, y'all, how long do you think my show can be? I don't want to have a 3-hour show trying to report all this stuff. But thank you guys. I try to get to as much as I can. I do see your DMs. I do see your emails, most of them, because I'm working off of several platforms over here. So y'all got to be patient with me. All right. We got Facebook, we got Instagram, we got TikTok, we got all these other platforms that we got to look at. In addition to emails and stuff like that. So thank you guys for sending me the stuff. I will get to it and I will address those things. I will get to the topics that you guys want me to talk about because you guys have been sending me some really good stuff and I appreciate it. Okay. So I want to talk about what you guys want to hear about. All right. Let's get into the show though. Everything said in the video is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. Okay. Let's get to it. First topic, because I got a meeting at 11 o'clock, so we got to get moving. All right, so first topic. I'm try to stay on task so I can get through this show, honey, and be on time for my meeting coming up because I got a meeting coming up. All right, 25-year-old Louisiana mayor, you guys, is arrested for alleged connection to the Jaguar trafficking investigation conducted by authorities in his home state. Now, how you the mayor and you getting involved in all of these illegal activities, okay, of the Jaguar trafficking and other things? Let's get into it because he does get arrested.
After an early morning arrest, Mayor Tyron Trung was booked on multiple charges, including drug trafficking and soliciting prostitutes. Officials say this was the result of a months-long investigation into an organization that was selling drugs through social media. Multiple other people were also arrested, but many of Trung's supporters believe he is innocent. Tonight, the city council held its previously scheduled meeting. Our Whitney Miller was there and has reaction from residents and leaders in Bogalusa.
Yeah, tonight's city council meeting had previously been planned in advance of today and didn't originally have anything to do with this arrest. But the district attorney did come out and make an announcement, which caused quite a reaction from the residents here in Bogalusa.
I don't want that to happen to our mayor. You guys are going to say it's racketeering and going to just pick up all these people for no reason, and that's wrong.
This mayor is out of jail tonight after an early morning arrest. Mayor Tyron Trung was booked on multiple charges, including drug trafficking and soliciting prostitutes.
My job as DA is to prosecute based upon evidence alone. I don't care who it is.
Sims says that evidence shows Mayor Tyron Trung was a part of a large drug trafficking organization.
I know many of you are upset about a particular arrest. I am not here to comment about any one individual or anything else or the evidence or anything else regarding anyone in particular. But it's one of 20.
Despite the alleged evidence, the arrest isn't sitting well with the community.
And this mayor is trying to straighten things out and make things better. The crooks don't want him to take over. They want to keep doing what they're doing. They don't like him because he's doing what's right.
DA Sims says the arrest was the result of a long-time drug investigation that just so happened to incriminate Trung.
But the evidence that was collected, the evidence that was reviewed, led to that incidentally.
Keith Merrill says Mayor Trung is being singled out.
They didn't like him exposed.
Lusa.
My job as DA is to prosecute based upon
them. So this is retaliation. I said it and I'll say it again. It's a backlash from him standing up for what was right and exposing these good old boys. So this is retaliation.
So as you guys can see, a lot of people in their city, they're upset that this man was arrested, but they're saying this has been a very long, ongoing investigation. Obviously, they've been watching him. They may have video evidence. They may have good enough evidence to convict him on prostitution and the Drugiana trafficking. Okay, that could not. I hate to see our Black people go through that. I hated to see when Devin Keith was going through that in Huntsville with the whole skip scanning and theft and all that. That does not make us look good, especially when we get into these high positions to where we are trying to help our community. They kind of label us when we start doing crazy stuff like that. And I'm not convicting anybody before they're convicted, but bottom line is they don't want to see you in those positions anyway. So then when you get to those positions and you have these accusations against you, it's not a good look. And then it kind of makes them kind of look at other people in that way. And we kind of have to really be careful how we move and how we present ourselves when we are taking these types of positions in office, because you are in there for the sake of looking out for your people, not just all people, but our people, especially who get looked over, who get treated, unfairly in the justice system and in other cases as well. So you want to make sure that you are doing the right thing when you take the oath to be in these positions, because they are watching and they're looking for any opportunity to snatch your ass down out of those positions. So definitely be careful. So we'll see what's going on with that. As you guys know, I do be spinning the block, honey, whenever we have cases such as this. I like to go back and see what the update is, and once I see what that is for this particular case, then we'll spin the block on it and report on that. All right, let's move on. Marlo Hampton, you guys, Marlo Hampton from Real Housewives of Atlanta speaks out on receiving her peach and how she was not so happy to receive said peach. I never knew this, so let's get into it. I said let's pull this topic, because she's speaking very candidly on how she felt. And she says, and I quote, because we're reading it from here, shout out to the Bravo Shade Room, says that the world was happy about her finally getting a peach on Real Housewives of Atlanta, but she was not happy. She says that I was not happy about it because I loved just being a friend, like a friend of the show. She says that the show got dark suddenly, and a lot of the girls never respected me. And she says we went too far below the belt, including me. You really did. You going below the belt with everybody. Y'all know Marlo is very, very confrontational. She is. Let's get into it.
So after 8 years, I just got my peach, 2 years ago? Mm-hmm. So I finally got my peach, and the world was happy about me getting the peach. So to true fans of Real Housewives of Atlanta, that was a big deal. And to be honest with you, I wasn't happy about it.
You weren't?
I was not.
Why?
Because I love being a friend. I felt the show was in a bad place, and don't think I can come and just save this show. I came on with the originals. It was a different type of show. It was a different day and age. And I feel the show just got dark all of a sudden. Like, a lot of us didn't have respect for each other. We went too far below the belt, including me. And a lot of the girls have never respected me. They hated my story. They hated that I was sitting on the couch with them. And maybe they went to Harvard, or they went here and they went to this school. And hey, I'm just from St. Petersburg, Florida. And I've been to jail before. I'm from 5 different foster homes. I'm from the hood. And they probably felt you weren't supposed to be sitting here with me. So they were upset with what God had my story to be. So after 10 years.
So in other words, she felt a little insecure about herself, and you allowed what others thought about you to get into your head and make you feel like you did not belong on a platform that you found yourself on. I mean, she does have a very long list of mugshots, because she did a whole lot of crazy shit, but she came out of that, and she, Marlo's been on the show for a very long time as a friend of, running around with Nene and starting stuff behind the scenes, and y'all know, instigating shit on the show. Everybody was like, oh, who is this girl? And we're sick of her. So I was shocked to see she got a peach. And honestly, I feel like she should have stayed a friend of the show, because I feel like she moved a little bit better, and I think she was liked a little bit better then versus moving up to getting a peach, because I don't think people felt like she deserved a peach, to be honest with you. She didn't really have a solid storyline, except, having her nephews, and she's been this auntie, and then she was fake dating this guy who we don't even hear about anymore. And then she talked about her boutique where she was renting out her clothes to people. We didn't want to hear about that. Then she was talking about the floor plans to her new home that was getting built, which is not getting built. So what did she really have that was solid for us to look at and be like, oh, she's that girl. Yes, she absolutely needs to be on this show. And I love watching her. I don't feel like you showed up and showed out when it was time for you to do so, when they finally gave you a peach after being a friend of the show for like 8 or 9 years. Like, damn, Marlo, you kind of have to blame yourself a little bit, because they gave you the platform to do what you kept saying, you know, telling them year after year that you were going to do. If you got a peach, then you get on there and you don't do it. And then it's no coinky dink that they got your ass up off the show. And now it's like you're bitter. And every other day you're doing an interview, you're talking about this person on the show. You're still coming for Kenya. You're still, you know, regurgitating old stuff that you went through when you were on the show. Like, it's giving you want to be back on the show. You were boring. You showed up more as a friend of. And I feel like maybe they expected too much out of you by giving you this peach. And you just weren't able to stand up to what they were asking you to stand up to. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry. I like you better as a friend of the show, and maybe that's what your ass should have stayed. So it is what it is. Put a 1 in the chat if you were a friend, if you were a fan of Marlo Hampton. Put a 2 if you were not, because she did have a lot of people who really didn't like her like that, because she was just too mouthy and she always stayed in mess. And of course, we know mess does sell when it comes to reality shows. You got to have a little drama in order to push the show and make it interesting. But when it's too much, then it's too much, if you feel me. I see a lot of twos. People just not feeling. I see a 1. Sweet Essence, we respect Joe 1. We see a lot of twos. A lot of people like, ugh, Lord, I feel y'all, honey. All right, so y'all know, as we just said, we do be spinning the block on our topics when there are updates, and we want to try to stay on top of those. All right. Now, we've been talking about Twitch Boss, Stephen Twitch Boss, and his now widow, Allison Holker, the white lady child, the snow bunny, that's out here tarnishing his name, his image, and everything, honey, treating her in-laws bad, and not letting the kids go see them, and making the family sign an NDA before coming into the funeral. And they said she did that shit at the funeral as they were getting ready to come in. They didn't know nothing about no NDA. And she waited right until they get ready to come into the sanctuary, child, and passing out these damn NDAs and told them they could not enter. She has security there as well. I read up on this. She has security there, and told his family they could not come into their family, their son, their nephew, their brother, coming to his funeral until they signed an NDA agreement. So they were forced, and they signed under duress. They could have a lawsuit against her if they want to. You made these people sign under duress in order to come and see their loved one be put away, because you felt you were the wife and that you were over everything. So she's been getting her ass cheeks tore off for how she's been moving since this situation. When she first came out to do an interview with people, in terms of saying that she was going through his closet trying to find an outfit for him to go to his funeral. Upon doing so, she found some drugianas and some other things that she was very shocked to know that he was engaged in during the time that he was here on Earth. So now that she has also made note that she will be doing a book, and that she will be using several pages of his journal as inserts in this particular book, people are not happy about that, because they're like, why the fuck are you doing that? Why are you tarnishing his legacy? You were his wife. Certain things you carry to the grave. If he had a drug problem, that should be between you, him, and God. Why are you speaking on it? We didn't know that when he was alive. We should not know that while he's gone. And I said the same thing about Luther and Patty. Stop telling people's damn business. Stop doing that. And you're doing it for monetary gain. You're writing a book, and a lot of people may not even purchase and or support this damn book because of your ill intentions. And the fact that you move on so quickly to this new man who you have his children around, and you won't even allow his children to be around his family. So people are not feeling her. She has decided to clap back and give her take on how she feels about what people feel about her doing what she feels she wants to fucking do. So let's get into what it says here. Do I want to read all this shit? I don't, but it is a part of the show. So let's get into it. Widow of Stephen Twitch Boss, Allison Holker, releases a statement after receiving backlash for releasing a book following his death. It says that my intention is to celebrate the love and life I had with Stephen. And get a coin. I added that on there. All right, so let's get into what she had to say. It says, to fans of Stephen and our family. Wait, hold on. Let me stop. Because I had to upload this because this shit is like small. And I don't want to skip over words because y'all know I have really good hold on. I have really good reading skills. There we go. There we go. So I uploaded it so I can read it bigger. I'm not about to squinch my eyes up so I can fly through this because this is a lot. All right. Boom. Ain't that better? And y'all can see too. Yes, honey. All right. Y'all ready for this? Let's get my good reading skills in, chat. All right. So to the fans of Stephen and our family and friends, says that I want to be clear that my only intention in writing this book is to share my own story as well as part of my life with Stephen to help other people just like you. Says that I never really knew what happened, and even as I am trying to put the pieces together, I will never really know. Says that if you decide to read the book, hopefully you'll see my intention is to celebrate the love and life I share with Stephen and our 3 beautiful children, and also the more complex aspect of both of our lives. Says that I hope that my sharing our full story, maybe I can help someone else who might see themselves or a loved one in Stephen. No, girl. Says that in sharing, I hope that maybe they can catch some of the red flags that I missed before it's too late. Says that over the course of the last 2 years, I've spoken in detail with NAMI, as well as the Solomon family and the Defensive Line Foundation to better educate myself on mental health issues so that I can share warning signs with others. She goes on to say that all of my proceeds from this book are going to fund the Mental Health Focus Foundation I started in Stephen's honor, Move with Kindness. Okay, and that's something you damn sure ain't doing, moving with kindness. Says that my hope is that we don't need to lose another husband, brother, father, or friend to suicide. Says I believe that if Stephen were able to choose, that he would choose to have his story told if it meant saving even one life. She says that much love to all those who have supported our family these many years. I don't give a fuck where the proceeds are going. It's still not right to do so. I feel like if he wanted a book to talk about what he was going through on a mental status, or if he was going through drugs, whatever he was dealing with, I feel like he would have put that out prior to his death. I just feel like ill intentions are behind this. I don't feel like this man would have wanted journal entries that he wrote his private thoughts on splattered in a book to try to help someone else. I just don't feel like that is something he would be open to. And as his wife or ex-wife and widow now, I feel like you should see that. And the fact that you don't see that is giving that you're more so focused on you trying to do a good thing in your eyes versus understanding how his family is telling you they feel, his very close friends who've known him longer than probably you've known him. You're not taking the hint, baby. The red flags, you mentioned red flags so that other people can catch the red flags. You're not even seeing the red flags in the error of your ways in terms of trying to put this book out, regardless to where the profit of this book goes to. It doesn't fucking matter. If anyone is dealing with that, there are counselors, there are other means and or ways for them to get the help behind that. Don't be using someone else's pain, which is what his family is going through, for your monetary gain and or pleasure, and then hide behind the fact that you're trying to help someone when you can't even help yourself. You're dealing with some mental health issues, bitch, because you're not allowing his family to see his children. This man has passed away, and I said this yesterday, and it irritates me to no end that she does not see this shit. You have to have some serious mental issues to say, I'm taking some inserts from my husband's personal journal and put it in a fucking book, and I'm gonna make his family sign an NDA at his fucking funeral before they can come and see him at his final resting place. And I'm gonna keep his children, who they had a relationship with prior to his death, away from him or away from them because I'm the mama and because I can do it. But I'm going to have his children who can't see his family around this man that I just met and that I'm just fucking on the side. Like, no. Hell no. I'm not buying that. And we didn't ask you to clap back, because people are entitled to how they feel, but you come off with this narcissistic attitude, like somebody owe your ass something. What is your name, child? Allison Holker. If you watching my video, bitch, you are wrong for this. Okay, I don't care how you slice it. I don't care how many times you respond. You are wrong, and everybody's telling you that. and you're bitter because what you thought he was going to leave your ass when he left this world. I feel like you got a little excited when you found out he was gone because you was treating him like shit prior. I read up on it. You weren't a doting wife. You weren't a caring wife. All that stuff he was writing in his journal, he should have been talking to you, low key. You are his spouse, his helpmeet, the person he should be able to come to when he's going through the things that he's going through. So if he has to go out and buy a fucking journal to write those precious moments and memories and things that he's going through in a fucking book when his wife is right there under the same roof with him, hello? That means you were not there and you weren't available to him. So he didn't feel like his wife, who he took vows to, who promised to be his helpmeet through sickness, health. Sickness can be mental, however you want to look at it. You were not there for him physically, mentally, psychologically, socially, in any other sense of the word. That is why he probably chose to do what he did. Or if that's not how he left this earth, if someone unalived him, he was in a mental state of mind when he left, and you weren't available to him as you should have been as a wife. And your actions after he passed shows that. It does. No one believes you. All that shit you just wrote that I read, don't nobody believe that shit but you. And I don't even think you believe it. I think you're trying to get ahead of some shit because you don't want your image to look a certain type of way. Because your friends already said you're trying to be on every red carpet. You're trying to be at every event. You're trying to still be Hollywood and keep your name out there and be famous off this man's death. Wow, you fucking somebody else so soon after he left. Yeah, let's go there. Girl, bye. Fuck out of here. Every time I talk about her, she pisses me off. Because I can see straight through your bullshit, girl. I really can. I really can. You sitting up doing interviews and shit, talking shit about this man, low key, and then trying to hide it behind, oh, I'm trying to help other people. Had I known about this prior to it, maybe I could have helped someone that was dealing with the same mental issues that Stephen was dealing with. Bitch, you got mental issues. Start with you. Look in the mirror. And the person that's looking back at you is the fucking problem. I promise you it is. I promise you with everything in me that it is. Oh, yeah. A fucking NDA. Girl, sit your ass down. I can't even say what I did with that damn NDA. I don't even want to say on here. I don't even want to say on here, girl. You would have had to take so many X-lax to get that NDA up out your ass, baby. You would have fucking with me. I promise you. You would have had to have several X-lax to shit that NDA up out your ass if it would have been me. Because baby, I'd have balled that bitch. Oh, Jesus. Let's move on. Baby, I had to ball that NDA up and cram it up your ass. That's what I would have did. All the way up. Ass cavity, baby. Left, right, all the way up in there. Baby, you've been constipated trying to push that bitch out, fucking with me. But let's move on. Lord have mercy. Oh, she done pissed me off. I wasn't ready, Lord. I probably should have moved you on further to the end of my show. Because that right there. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, baby. X-lax, baby. You done need an X-lax to get that up out of there. Fooling with caramel, baby. Because I'd have snapped on your ass right there at the funeral. I would have given a hot damn security. I don't care who would have been there. Jesus Christ would have been there, but your ass would have been told that day. Do you hear me? Yes, God. Let's move on, though. Ooh, child. Miss Pruitt, you laughing, but I'm serious, okay? Oh, she's sending me. Jesus, she is sending me this morning. All right, so let's get back into, y'all know I'm trying to keep y'all updated on what's going on with these fires, child, out there in LA. I want to keep you guys updated. I know you guys probably tired of hearing about the damn fires and stuff, but we got to continue to talk about it. Pray for the people that's there because more and more people are being affected by the LA fires, okay? I'm hearing that, shout out to D.R. Hughley because I do follow him and I did see this when I saw it pop up. I said, oh my God, I want to talk about it because it is in conjunction to what we're getting ready to discuss, okay? Now, we're hearing about insurance companies in LA, for the residents in LA rather, are canceling fire insurance for the LA residents. Did you guys hear that? Let's get into this. This is effed up, as they said here on the screen. This is effed up. People's houses are burning down, and insurance companies are canceling their fire insurance to avoid paying. Somebody's ass is about to get sued. Okay, let's get into it.
In this house for 75 years, and they've had the same insurance, and these insurance people decided to cancel their fire. And we're going through this, and it just happened, and they have no fire insurance. Living in this house for 75 years, and they've had the same insurance. And these insurance people decided to cancel their fire. And we're going through this, and it just happened, and they have no fire insurance. Living in this house.
That's sad. Sad that these people are canceling people's fire insurance and their houses are burning to the freaking ground. We're hearing more and more stories about people losing shit. Let's move on. We're still talking about the fire. We're going to do a little bit more updates, then we're going to move on to more news, okay? This shit is so horrific, y'all. I don't know what I would do if I lost everything in a freaking fire. Let's get into this. All right, so a 4-story home collapses as a new fire breaks out in the Studio City following Palisades Fire, Eaton Fire, Sunset Fire, Hearst Fire, Woodley Fire, and in Lydia Fire. At least 5 people now are unalived in LA wildfires. That's the update, all right? They have 5 people who have been now that they know of, all right? That's been reported. 5 people have been reportedly unalived in the LA wildfires. Let's get into this.
Have had really extraordinary winds and have not had major fires. We've seen some fire. Yeah. Oof, here we go.
Oh, wow. My gosh. Oof. That is absolutely devastating to watch live on the air. That 4-story home literally crumbling on the hillside that it once stood.
Heartbreaking. And you think of what is presumably a family's memories and all of their stuff in there and all of it just totally gone, and how heartbreaking that must be for
4 stories of stuff just burnt to the ground. I would be somewhere in a mental institution. Do you hear me?
Desperate to get information about their house.
I'm sorry, guys.
For them to watch something like that as well. That have had really houses and get information about what's going to happen next, because it seems like every so often there is something next. This fire in Studio City we weren't predicting tonight. The fire in Hollywood.
Wonder why they're still spraying it, because literally everything is pretty much gone by now. I would think you would start like going to another home and start spraying to avoid the fire from spreading to that particular home, versus this house is already gone. Like, it's already engulfed in flames. Why they still spraying this house versus moving on to another house is beyond me. Like, do I need to be a firefighter or something? I don't know. I've never taken a firefighter class or course, but it would tell me if I see the house fully engulfed that in everything else is burning around, let's move on to the next house, versus still spraying this home because it's gone. They've lost pretty much everything. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Hills area, not something we were predicting tonight. And so until we are completely out of the woods from this Santa Ana wind event, we run the risk of yet more fires starting, and really could start anywhere. And we've been lucky so far, and I'm not meaning to say this to jinx it. All the fires so far have been contained to LA County. We also have our surrounding areas, Riverside County, San Bernardino County, that have had really extraordinary winds and have not had major fires. We've seen some fire. Oof, here we go.
Oh, wow. My gosh.
Oof.
That is absolutely devastating to watch live on the air. That 4-story home literally crumbling on the hillside.
Coverage
that it once stood.
Heartbreaking in the States and Malibu. There's the Eaton fire, which is burning in.
Firefighters in Southern California are outmanned and in some cases out of water. At least 5 people have been killed. Fire hydrants are running dry, and hundreds of homes and businesses along the Pacific Coast Highway are destroyed. 5 fires now, all near Los Angeles, have grown to tens of thousands of acres in size, fueled by persistent Santa Ana winds with gusts reaching around 100 miles per hour in some cases. Tens of thousands are under evacuation orders. Shelters are full, schools are closed, and more than 1 million people are without power tonight. NBC's Gotti Schwartz is in the fire zone.
This area of Altadena has become an absolute wasteland. You've got rows and rows of homes that have burned. You've got some homes that are still standing, but it's just a matter of time.
This was the moment the sun rose over the fire raging above Pasadena, but you'd never know it because the dawn.
Firefighters in Southern California.
Homeowners on rooftops trying to wet down everything.
Here they come! It's hard to show the scope of what's going on.
As we headed down Sunset Boulevard, the loss was worse than any fire we've ever seen.
And this looks like the apocalypse here.
And the chaos, way too often, firefighters left without water as hydrants went dry.
They are not designed to fight wildfires. A firefight with multiple fire hydrants drawing water from the system for several hours is unsustainable.
Water! Officials say they weren't able to fill tanks fast enough, which would have helped with the water pressure. Something NBC's Morgan Chesky saw firsthand.
Out of every fire hydrant you've seen, what have you found?
Right now, we're finding most of them are down or low pressure.
If you had a hydrant for this building,
If we had a hydrant for this building, we might have been able to save the back out.
Apartment complex house is untouched for now, but you can see how close those flames are. Firefighters are making their way up. Again, they're having to ignore massive structures like this huge apartment complex that is, it looks like it's going to go up imminently because they are just overwhelmed. There isn't enough water up here.
The winds also grounding that critical support from the sky for most of the day. And when firefighters were able to make a stand and save a home, there was no victory. Just a brief reprieve from the helplessness of fighting fire against the wind.
Child. That's a lot. So why is that in there?
And I'm not just playing the politician role of optimism. I really am long-term optimistic, but the devastation to hear people wailing and crying, concerned about their pet, their family, they're just bewildered about what they're experiencing. And again, not just experience. I was not talking past tense. This is happening in real time, 0% containment. We are looking at Skyfox over the Hollywood Hills. So during the time that press conference happened, there was a new fire that broke out in the Hollywood Hills. It was so dramatic that Kristen Crowley, the LAFD fire chief, had to leave the press conference to work with her crews on strategizing how to try to put this fire out, or at least contain the damage of it before it hits all of the homes that are nearby. So this is called the Sunset Fire. So we're now looking at the Sunset Fire, the Palisades Fire, the Eaton Fire, and the Hirsch Fire, all burning right now in Southern California. Some smaller fires burning as well. But this one is moving real fast, Marla.
Yeah, it's reported at 20 acres. I'll repeat myself and say, you know how quickly these things can get out of control. LAFD, obviously the lead agency, and there's word that with the close vicinity of homes in the Runyon Canyon area, that this could be threatening those homes imminently within 5 to 10 minutes if they're not already. So this has grown in size since we first got eyes on it, with Skyfox flying high above within the last 10 minutes or so, and it's quickly grown. We've seen some water drops, which is always a good thing. So there are aircraft flying above and dropping some water on it, but at this point that doesn't seem to be doing the trick. And we know that those winds are really bad, and they will.
The winds is like spreading, it's just like fanning it. So no matter how much they're dropping down, the wind is just like fanning it.
Continue to be that red flag warning at least through your Thursday. That was supposed to expire right now at 6 p.m. on this Wednesday afternoon, but the National County and the efforts that they're doing to put water and to put some containment lines around it, but we are a long ways away from that. County.
All right, so these are just showing people who we don't care about nothing Trump got to say, child. Goodbye. We already talked about Paris Hilton talking about her house burning down, her Malibu home, and just more pictures of.
This morning, the firestorm officials had feared becoming a reality, with a third out-of-control wildfire exploding overnight in the Los Angeles area.
At the end of the day, I mean, who's ready for something like this?
Overnight, flames reaching the iconic Malibu neighborhood and its beachfront homes. In the coastal neighborhood Pacific Palisades, multiple homes completely engulfed in flames, with desperate residents rushing to get out. Planes flying above the area, capturing the massive reach of the inferno. The fire jumping Pacific Coast Highway, burning all the way to the ocean, even threatening the famed Getty Villa Art Museum. And 2 more fires igniting overnight, spreading to Pasadena, where this Jewish temple erupted in flames.
It's like a bad, horrific dream.
In Altadena, dramatic video showing elderly patients being evacuated from a senior center. The Palisades fire igniting mid-morning Tuesday with the area's hilly, winding roads quickly clogging with cars.
The homeowners are saying they're...
This morning,
It started this morning in the hillside.
This is so sad. This is like something out of I don't even know. Like, this is like hell on earth. I said it yesterday. This is unbelievable. 2025 is, I don't know. Oh, prayers to the people in California. I want this to be over. I feel like I don't know. This is so sad. It's so sad that people are losing everything they have. They're having to get out of their cars and run and go places. Hotels are filling up. Think about places who don't take animals in, like where these people are trying to go and stay until they figure out their next move. Like, it's sad. Lord God, send some relief to the people in LA. And anybody in my chat, if you're affected by this, prayers to you. And I hope that this situation gets under control. Pray for rain. Let's pray for rain. That's what they need more than anything. Let's pray for rain. I feel like if it starts raining, it can kind of saturate the grass and the areas where all this fire is at, to where it can kind of like start putting this fire out, because they said it's too dry. They haven't had rain in a very, very long time. So it's continuing as the winds continue to blow. It's fanning the flames, and it's spreading, unfortunately, to now other areas in LA. They thought they starting to get this part of it contained, and then it's starting to start in another area, and it's just spreading. Like, damn. Oh, this is so sad. But let's continue, Lord. Let's pray for some rain for LA, okay? Because they need it really, really bad. It's sad. All right, so in other news, let's get out of that, child. Oof. Nelly and Ashanti, they're starting their new docuseries. I will be watching, because y'all know I like docuseries, documentaries. It don't damn matter. I will be watching. It will be on Peacock, okay? That says that Nelly and Ashanti bring love, family, and legacy to Peacock with a new docuseries. All right. It says that Nelly and Ashanti, one of hip-hop's favorite power couples, are giving fans an intimate look into their lives in a new docuseries currently in production for Peacock. Now, the show, produced by Critical Content, Netflix, Sly, and MTV's Catfish, promises to explore their growing family, create ventures, and enduring romance. Now, it says that the couple, now married and reportedly expecting their second child, I'm happy about that, began filming several months ago, according to Deadline. It says that both stars will serve as executive producers, Cornell and Ashanti Haynes. I like that. Under their legal names. All right. It says that the docuseries marks a new chapter for Ashanti, stepping into unscripted television alongside Nelly, who previously headlined BET's Nellyville. I watched that and it was good. It says that 2014 series gave viewers a glimpse into the rapper's life as a father, mentor, and entrepreneur. It says that the upcoming show promises to build on that legacy, including Ashanti, her artistry, and their shared journey. Okay, so that sounds like it's going to be good. I like the two of them. I love their love. I love that they found each other again, and I love that they're building their family. She is expecting her second child. We talked about that on a few videos before. So I'm happy to see that they are doing this. I will be watching and supporting because I'm a fan. All right. And you can tell how much they love each other. It's like real love between them. When you look at her, she just gushes and she's just real giddy, and vice versa. I've never seen him smile so big, child, with no woman he's ever been with except Ashanti. He loves himself some Ashanti. So I'm happy he was able to get himself together. They found their way back to each other, and now they are married and expecting their baby number 2. So shout out to them, and I'm happy for that. So you guys can watch it. When they release the date and time that the docuseries will be airing, I will come back on and of course give you guys an update on that. But for now, they're still putting the production together, and once they finish doing that and they give dates, I'll update you guys. Okay. All right. Something else, another docuseries or documentary that we talked about, that we've been talking about, is the Luther Vandross documentary, and it's been getting some very, very good reviews. So much so, Jamie Foxx, who is the producer on this particular documentary, announced that it is receiving, you guys want to hear this, an NAACP award. Okay, so this is Jamie Foxx says that it was a blessing to produce this documentary about the greatest singer of all time, Luther Vandross. Thank you so much to the NAACP Awards. Thank you so much for this incredible nomination. So it's been nominated for an NAACP award. If you guys have not seen it, it's nominated for Outstanding Documentary Film. Okay, if you've not seen it, definitely go and watch it. It is on OWN. If you guys have OWN, for those of you that love watching Love and Marriage Huntsville, if you're not watching, if you have the OWN network on your TV screens, then you can go and watch it. It is on demand because I watched it there as well. And I still have it recorded on my DVR as well. So I can go and watch it again if I feel like it. But it's very, very good. So shout out to Jamie Foxx and shout out to everyone that was involved in putting this together. And I hope they do get the NAACP award because it is being nominated. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. It's really good. Never Too Much is the title of the documentary. Okay, so all right, so let's get into our next topic. Did I miss something? All right, so let's get into this Jaguar Wright news. Before I move on to them. All right, let me pull this right quick. Because y'all know she is in, she has a warrant out for her arrest. Jaguar Wright, you guys. Singer Jaguar Wright. All right. Give me 1 sec. Why I thought I pulled this up, child. Hold on. Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right, so shout out to Tasha K because she is the first person who announced it. All right, so let's give her props on that. Jaguar does have an open warrant. Dallas County Sheriff's Office has a warrant out for her, and they're looking for her. She is wanted. Jaguar Wright is a wanted woman as of this morning, as you guys can see on the screen. Shout out again to Tasha K for announcing it, child. All right. Says that the Dallas County Sheriff's Department has put out a warrant for Jaguar Wright, and her info is public information. Said that she's wanted for unspecified charges. Officials are asking people not to approach her, but to report any sightings to Crime Stoppers for a possible reward. So y'all know she is mentally, they're saying, not there. There's no chairs under the table. The elevator is stuck in the basement. All right, y'all know she's crazy ass interviews and stuff. The one she did with Piers Morgan, where she was talking about Jay-Z and them, and got them fired. Almost got him fined, not fired, but fined. Piers Morgan almost was fined, where he had to take down their interview that he did with Jaguar Wright. All right, so according to what Tasha K is saying here, and again, shout out to her, theft. I can't talk. Tisha, Wanda, please get out of my office. Theft. All right, THEFT. Theft. Of $30K to $150K, and obstruction or retaliation is what she's being charged for, according to this. All right. Name Jacqueline Wright is what they're saying. Gender, of course, female. They give her date of birth. Hair, weight, wanted by the Dallas County Sheriff's Department in Dallas. She's 47-year-old black woman, weight 265, brown eyes. Warrant division, it gives that. Crime Stoppers number. If you find her, let me give y'all the number, because y'all know Crime Stoppers be ripping. Go on and write it down. If you're out in the Dallas area or any area and you just be like, oh my God, that's Jaguar Wright, do not call 911, because you will not get the money. We've talked about this, okay? So let me go on and give y'all this damn number. Y'all write it down, put it in your phone, save it. I don't know. All right, shit, let me write it down in case I see her ass somewhere. Well, I'm telling y'all. All right, so the number to call, which is Crime Stoppers, if you see Jaguar Wright and you want to get the reward money, is 1-877-373-TIPS. All right, that's 8477. So there's 1-877-373, honey, 8477. If you want to get the reward money to turn Jaguar Wright in, if y'all see her out and about. Ain't that crazy? Lord. Now they oh my God. Let me write it out. Low key, I'll write it down. Because, bitch, I'm not calling 911. All right? Because they ain't about to play with my money. I done told you how I feel about this now. All right? 8477. Jaguar, turn in. And put a note. All right. Let's get this shmoney. like Cardi B said. So, yeah, as you guys can see there, that's what it is, child. What is it? Okay, nothing. All right, so as don't approach her. That's what it's saying here. Do not approach or try to apprehend her. Just report it to Crime Stoppers because she may, you know, be out here on the violence. She might try to bite your ass. Anything. You just never know. All right. So they're saying, have you seen this person? If so, then call that number. I'll give it again: 1-877-373-8477. If you've seen or see Jaguar Wright, because there is an open warrant for her. Ciao. All right. Ciao. All right, now y'all know Jaguar asked him in she just got out of jail. Let me go ahead and say that. She just got out of jail in June of last year for stealing a truck, like a moving truck, and did not turn the bitch in. So she kept the truck. She rented a truck, a moving truck, like a U-Haul truck, and kept the truck. So they had charges and a warrant out for her and arrested her ass for theft. All right. So she just got out of jail for that. And then she had another situation in October where she got in some trouble. Now here we are in January of 2025, and there's another warrant where they're looking to arrest her again. So I don't know why she doesn't focus on trying to do some music or something, or maybe try to get a reality show, or focus on her YouTube channel. She has a YouTube channel where she does videos and she talks about, you know, celebrities and stuff like that, where her videos, some of her videos do really well. So I would hope that she would focus on that and not get in so much trouble, because it's not a good look. Baby, you getting a lot of more mugshots than Marlo Hampton, and I didn't think that shit was possible. Like, oh, shout out again to Tasha K. But there is a warrant for Jaguar Wright. So if you see her, don't approach, honey. Don't get bit or put in a headlock out here, because it ain't worth the child. You get worth your bangs pulled out here over no damn money. All right. But let's get into some more news, child. All right. So as you guys know, Wille Cologne and JJ and their wives decided to leave Love and Marriage Huntsville. No, decided to leave Belle Collective. My mind is like, ugh. Let me start over. Wille Cologne and JJ and their wives have decided to leave Belle Collective. And them leaving, JJ decided to come back to Wille's podcast. You know, Wille has his own podcast called The Why Wille Show. So he has JJ there for a second time to speak on what they're doing moving forward in terms of some stuff we didn't know about in terms of them leaving. He also speaks on leaving the show as well. So let's get into that. He's spilling tea on some things and how he felt that he and So Gucci were edited wrong on the show, and how they dealt with a lot of bullshit with Carlos and Kingdom Reigns Entertainment. So he's spilling tea, and yeah, let's get into it. I said, okay, this is worth a watch. Let's get into it. What up, Snatch by Diego? I see you in the building. And thank everybody else for being here as well. All right, let's make it big, honey, so we can see, because we like big. Okay, let me stop. All right, so let's get into it. This is Wille and JJ.
I appreciate that. Which leads me to my next comment, and I appreciate the segue. You not only dropped that one ball, you also dropped the bomb while you were away. Most folks...
What you mean, Big Wille? It was so peaceful over there. The water was beautiful. The sun was out. The sun was glistening off the ocean. I mean, what kind of bomb, Big Wille? What you saying? I ain't hear no explosion.
Most folks at this current time know Akeisha and I have left the Belle Collective.
Yeah.
There was anticipation that maybe you and So Gucci may or would be leaving, but nobody knew. You didn't discuss it, and I definitely didn't know. However, So Gucci threw a post out there and said, listen, guys, JJ and I and our family will be leaving the show. And I don't want to speak for you, but the news is out. You and So Gucci are no longer a part of Belle Collective. And I want to give you the floor and speak on that.
Well, Big Wille, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, it comes a time where you got to be a bigger person and a bigger man in a situation, because you got to decide, is it a show that's going to characterize and make you look like who they want you to look like, or is you gonna be the man got done and show the people who you really is? You feel what I'm saying? Because you know, while they out there making money, they can destroy your goddamn family, which that's what they were doing. And to be honest with you, as you seen on the reunion, we had a whole lot to say, but very little got showed. And they edited the way they wanted to look like and make it seem like, okay, you said this or you did that, or you coming for this person like that, when really they did us just like they did So Gucci got done on her live interview. They cut her off. They cut us off just like they cut her off. And they gave you what they wanted to see. That's the reason, goddamn it, it's good when we can have a platform like we do, and we can actually tell and say and let the people know what's going on because they getting it from a different perspective. And then it tripped me out because people want to goddamn it talk about you, talk about they know you, they've been around the family for the longest. Oh, we knew them this and they did that and Big Billy. It just tripped me out because goddamn they don't know bit more what's going on. Them people be looking for attention. They got there and get on social media, talk all that goddamn crap about what they know, what they do. They don't want to get on TV. They don't want to get on the show, but telling every damn thing goddamn that they think they supposed to goddamn know. And people giving their insights about, oh, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. Oh, I love this goddamn because, but you don't realize it ain't like it seems. People cut it up the way they wanted to look like they got done it, draw a picture of how they want you to look, got done it, and let the people decide who wrong and who right. You know, everybody got to be a villain. And if you the one got done it that they going to make look like a villain, Big Willie, then you got no control of that because you ain't putting this shit together. You feel what I'm saying? But it make me feel good because when people talk about you, they let you know you just doing something right. I love haters. I love goddamn when they talk about me. Well, if they talk about me bad, I wish it could be worse. Because when you in somebody's mouth like that, it's just like you said. What you tell Glenn? I'm in your what?
I live rent free in your head.
There you go. I'm living rent free in they goddamn head, goddamn. So I feel good. So that make me know I'm doing something right. And then I'm so cold with it, Big Willie. They can talk about me and I can see you out in public. I'm gonna shake a hand, goddamn. I'm gonna hug you, goddamn. Act like ain't nothing happening because you know why? I ain't bothered. I ain't bothered, baby. Because when you ain't bothered, you ain't gotta get on the social media, text back, send a comment, try to explain yourself, do all that. Because then you sitting there trying to explain yourself like you trying to hide something, like you trying to, you trying to prove something or something. Ain't got nothing to prove nobody. Because everybody in the SIP know who I am. They know goddamn it what kind of person I am. So goddamn it, they'll tell you all the time, the same way we knew him in school, the same way he is now. So goddamn it, let them talk. Let them entertain. If they need that attention, I'm happy for them, goddamn it, because JJ and So Gucci all right over here, and we ain't losing nan goddamn night of sleep.
Come on, sleep.
You mentioned the reunion. It is officially over. We were on episode 2 of the reunion. Obviously, it was a lot. A lot of was talked about the incident that happened at Cliffs in a Latrice spot. And what's interesting about that, in a nutshell, and I've talked about it. I think we've beat the hell out of the horse at this point in reference to what happened and who's responsible for it. I do think one thing that needs to be said, and it came up towards the end of the reunion, episode 2, this phone situation. I want to talk about that real quick.
Yes.
Once again, Keisha and I never saw the phone, never even, we don't even know what the phone looks like. But I think one thing that got missed was that they were able to show the text that Latrice sent my wife, which was an ugly text. I mean, Latrice got down to the mud and she tried to drag Keisha and I by the hair, but we didn't give a fuck. Nevertheless, nevertheless, one of the things that was not talked about, Latrice reached out to us 3 weeks after that incident. Like the incident had happened, we haven't heard or talked or even knew anything about the phone until 3 weeks later. We were already back in Jersey. I remember when my wife received the text because I was actually in bed with her. And Keisha was like, "Oh, this is Latrice." And she read it out loud. I was like, "God damn, what the hell happened?" I want to make this clear. We're not in the business of stealing anybody's phone. Like what pisses me off is like, wow, if we're gonna get you, we're gonna come for you. We're not gonna hold the phone to be petty. It's childish and stupid. Nevertheless, what also didn't get clarified was if you wanted the phone that bad and you knew where the phone was because your phone was telling you where the phone was, why not just go get the phone yourself? Overall, man, I'm glad. I'm be honest, I'm glad it's all over.
I feel like I got like weight lifted off my shoulder, Big Willie. It's like I can breathe. I feel like I'm free. I feel like a caterpillar don't turn into a butterfly. I don't got my wings. Now I can fly and float away, Big Willie. I feel good.
Yeah, and I'm glad it's over. I'm glad Keisha and I had the opportunity. And I think it was something that we don't regret. But I think you have to know what's for you and what's not for you. And I think we realize at this time this is not for us, and we have a choice. And our choice is to leave the show, and you guys made your choice.
And Big Willie, the family has been doing great. The girls, everybody getting along, got done it just like it was damn near when everything before we even got started. I mean, I hate to say it, but for some reason, it's like, everything happened, and it's like Mama brought all us back together. The show couldn't do it. Mama passed. It's like everybody came together and realized how much life means to a person, how much time we spend neglecting and taking life for granted. And it's like, like Mama say, if the show couldn't do it, I'm gonna bring y'all back together. And it's like we closer than ever, even than we ever been, before all of this happened. And man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Family, mamas, relationships, it's important. And people take that stuff for granted and don't realize how much life is important until it's gone. And man, people need to start taking that stuff in consideration, because we only got a short time to be here. It seems like a long time, but really a short time. And you don't realize how short it is until the person ain't in your life.
Amen. Last question in reference to the reunion. Do you think they missed out on anything that wasn't told during the season?
When you say like miss out on,
so one of the things I think they didn't do a good enough job on was
I got
our trip to New Orleans. I think I've said that before. There was so much that happened on that bus that it could have actually been one episode in its entirety. They missed out on that. I also thought they missed out on our relationship off camera. I think there was more to be had, right? I think there was just we left a lot on the floor that could have been shown, and that could have painted a little better picture for all parties involved.
It's like we wasted time showing good energy. I'm gonna be honest with you, because all the good energy and all the good vibes and all the stuff when people were getting along, they didn't show that. It's like they wanted to get into the bad, the roughness of it, the mud of it, and show people a different aspect of what we really was doing. Because most of the time, if you ask me, everybody was enjoying themselves, having good conversation and a great time. Just like when we was all dancing on the bus, got done there, everybody vibing, dancing to the music. We don't went all the way up to New Orleans, got done there dancing, drinking. Well, some of them was on there drinking, but even when they was drinking, they were still having a great time, and the vibe was just good.
Yeah, I mean, like the bus ride, a lot happened. Also, I also think in the house, right? Like, I think about the little fun moments we had in the house. I wish they would have been able to show, to let the people know that it wasn't all us just being messy and clashing, or it wasn't just that. Like, we actually, outside of what we was trying to portray, there was a side where we were actually civil, where we were actually joking, we were actually talking. I can vividly remember sitting outside, me, you, Cliff, and Glenn sitting in those rocking chairs, and we just having grown folk talk, laughing. Right? I can remember, So Gucci dancing on top of the island, having fun. Everybody was cheering her on. Right? I can remember us in our room, laughing at each other, going crazy. So there were so many aspects, I think, that could have made this season a little more well-rounded. It would have added a lot more balance than us just clashing heads, the fight, what's next. That's what it felt very choppy from that aspect. But it is what it is.
But not just that.
Go.
You asked me what else I felt like they missed out on. Everybody businesses. The different things that we're doing in the community. So Gucci got done there getting a big old bus, got done there where you got clients and different people just trying to buy a house, where they actually get on the bus and they tour different neighborhoods and they showing them houses inside and out, brand new ones, where they signing different contracts and trying to get approved, got done so they can buy the different houses that So Gucci is actually showing them. Actually rolling for them haters talking about she ain't closing on no houses. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I mean when I say the show got done it, portray you how they want you got done and look at how they want you to look. Because So Gucci did a whole lot of stuff, even including myself, with business, including you all, where they come to and you filming, you're taking up a whole day, and all of a sudden it don't make the cut.
Yeah, and you're 100% right, and I thank you for that, because there was a large part of this season where my wife's part of her storyline was her menopause and how she was dealing with it and how it affected our relationship, on and on and on. My wife came out with a pajama line called Bam Blue, and is doing extremely well. Thank you for everybody that continues to support and continue to support. And she actually gave out pajamas to the girls while we were down in New Orleans, right? She went from room to room and handed out
Didn't
gift
show none of
baskets.
it.
Never made it. And so when you talk about being collective, I mean, the reason why we joined the show was to show how we're trying to impact the community during our professional lives. And so that never made it. And it sucked, right? Because I think, to your point, there's a lot of time, effort, passion, and money that goes behind what we do off camera. And the platform is, ours to kind of show what we're about, what we're trying to do, on and on and on. Exactly. All right. We're going to take a quick break. Come on back. Me and JJ, Wild Willie Podcast Show.
Okay. All right. So that's pretty much all they're going to be talking about for that particular segment. I just wanted to show you guys that I'm back, guys. I had a phone call. I'm sorry. And I actually have to go. So we're going to go ahead and end the show here. All right. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to my mods, my usual mods, Belle Wilson, KBR, Tyra, Linda Gamble, Scorpion Miss. But yeah, as you guys could see, they were telling what they felt needed to be changed and or was not shown on the show, and how they were painted in a negative light on Belle Collective. And hey, I'm happy that they're being transparent about it. But I felt like, and I told you guys before JJ and Sophia actually left the show, I told you guys that they were going to be leaving because of the way Sophia felt that y'all know her as So Gucci, felt that she was being portrayed on the show, how they were editing her to be like a villain on the show, and how the other girls were kind of treating her, and she was not getting along with Carlos and production. So you guys saw when she did the interview with Carlos on his show, how she was trying to be transparent about how she felt she was being treated, and he cut her off, would not allow her to speak. Then she went and did a interview with, shout out to Mila Chun. She sat with her and aired out how she felt, and now is going through certain legalities between she and Carlos and his production team, Kingdom Reigns Entertainment, to where he's trying to, I guess, come for her for defamation and breach of contract. I told you guys that before. So they're doing this back and forth. So of course, how can you work for your boss when it's that much contention on set? It's a lot. It's a lot. So I'm happy that they made the decision to leave, because now they can speak freely. And he said a weight's been lifted. JJ said a weight's been lifted to where they don't feel like they're having to be under the thumb of Kingdom Reigns and OWN and be portrayed as these people that they say they're not on this show. So happy for them. Happy for Willie and Keisha. They seem to be doing well as well. So I'm happy. I'm happy for them. So Carlos, you want to figure it out, honey. Y'all see he's trying to bring Wanda back onto our screens, and I ain't trying to see that shit either, but it is what it is. So Kingdom Reigns, get y'all shit together, because you're losing people, and your reputation is giving that you treat people like shit. And that's what it's giving. We see how you treat Melody Cherie on Love and Marriage Huntsville. So it seems to be a pattern of behavior when it comes to Carlos and his production team and Kingdom Reigns Entertainment. And it doesn't matter what network you go under, because you did the shit over there on Bravo. They got rid of you. Now you over here on OWN showing the same bullshit. And people are tired of it. People are tired of it. So it's going to get to a point where they see something from Kingdom Reigns Entertainment or dealing with Carlos, and they don't want to fuck with it because of the person that he is. But that is it, and that is all. Thank you guys for being here. I will see you guys later and periodically throughout the day. I'm going to try to keep you guys updated on everything that's going on in these YouTube streets. All right. So love y'all. Thank you to the content creators that also stopped by True TV Podcast, Purple Unicorn, Aries Girl Podcast, Deary Talk Show, Miss Hills Atlanta, Boss Lady Brand, Girlfriend Chronicles, Chronicles of Kim K, and Love Seen Heard. And also thank you, Snatch by Diego, for stopping by as well. If I missed anyone, thank you for being here as well. And of course, all of my Caramelians for joining the show, because you could have been anywhere, but you stopped by my show, and I appreciate you. Please don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And also, if you guys would like to support the petition, you may do that as well. Let me drop the link for that. Okay. If you don't want to sign, you can share. If you don't want to share the petition, you can leave a comment. Okay. There it is there. Thank you to everyone. Enjoy your day. Happy Thursday again to everyone. And until next time, bye.